Whoops. Threw that off. Bam! Token vaping, guys. And as you can see by my misaligned, because I'm always thrown off by my camera here, today's juice review is just the jam, just the jam, just the jam. Now, you guys have seen these all over social media, I'm sure. They have had a few reps doing their promotions and things like that, and showing the packaging and the bottles and everything else like that. So it's really cool to be able to get these to try for this review. And you can find them on Instagram. I have to double check, and I do apologize that I did not beforehand. I'm not sure if they have a Facebook page, but you can go to platinumvapes.net. They are available for purchase there. I believe these guys are located in California. They are offered in a 0, a 3, and a 6 nicotine level. They are 60 ml bottles, as you can tell by the size of these. That is really, really awesome. Now, it is an 80-20 mix, and it does say so right there on the box. It does come in the 2 flavors, apricot and blackberry, and they are meant to be jam-flavored vapes. The packaging, now, before I even get into the flavors of these, and I did save one for first vape, first impression, I am a big sucker for packaging. Most of you guys know that, whether they come with like little stickers or vape bands, or the packaging itself is done really well. I'm a big sucker for those. I get a kick out of them. Now, there's a lot about the packaging and bottle design for these 2 flavors that I am a really, really big fan of. Number one, it literally, with the way that the cardboard is, with the screw lid cap on top, and then the basically see-through glass bottle, because most like authentically made jam is in the clear glass containers, but the packaging box is meant to look like a jar of jam. That's really cool in itself. It does say just the jam right there, and it does have the bottle size here. It's also the way that they have them set up. If you want to display them, or like on tables, if you put them together, it does make the full logo and everything else, and you have both flavors, side by side. That's really cool like that. Now, the boxes themselves, they do have their Instagram and their email right on here, so that you can easily find them and get to contact them as well. There is their warning label and ingredients on here. Like I said, there is the mix and the flavor, and then it has the bottle size. So that is the box itself. Now, the other thing that I'm really, really impressed with, and I'm going to use the Blackberry one since it's the one I saved for the first vape, first impression. The other thing that I was really impressed with is the bottle, and the way that the bottle was made, crafted, and designed. Now, this is the bottle. It is a 60 ml bottle. This is a big whopping bottle of juice. You can tell by the cap as well. It is completely, with the exception of just this part here and the little bit on the bottom here, it is completely wrapped in a safety seal. You can see it right there. And I did want to save it for opening on the video to show you that. That is really, really cool. There is your security coverage right there. You can also see a safety ring, and this is a big cap. It is just impressive, I mean, as far as due to the regulations and everything else, but that they're taking the steps to make sure that they are covering all forms of safety and security precautions to ensure, just the quality and the safety of the product itself. Now, like I said, it is a 0, a 3, and a 6, so they are not overly concerned about nicotine aspects, and it's, when it comes to vaping, it really shouldn't be about how much nicotine you can get out of the juice. It's more of how much enjoyment you can get out of the vape. The flavor should be the center stage of that. Now, obviously, yes, we do need nicotine if we are switching over, or people who do prefer it, but that should not be the focal point of what you vape and why you vape it. And nowadays a lot of companies are just starting to go in specific ranges, but they're not going super high because they're trying to focus more on the quality of the flavor and the quality of the vape. So I have a lot of respect for that. The labeling on the bottle basically emulates the box. It has the nicotine level here. It has the name of the flavor, the label here. It also has the little screw cap label. The warning and the ingredients as well. The other thing that it has a lot number and a batch code. And that is always really, really cool because not only does it ensure an extra step for security and safety, but it also shows their dedication to the quality control. God forbid, if there's ever an issue with a specific flavor, the bottle, anything like that, but they can at least narrow it down to what batch and what lot set that it came out of instead of having to go through their entire supply. It makes it a lot easier, but it also shows that they are more focused on, the security of it, the safety of it, the quality of it, just all the steps involved in making a quality high-end juice. They're focusing on to ensure that nothing gets past them. Now, with that said, obviously nothing is infallible. Eventually something might go wrong. We hope that it doesn't, but realistically wise, out of 1,000 bottles, if you have one bottle that's a defect, it does happen. But at least this way, they can ensure that they can figure out where it might have gone wrong and find out whether it was the entire batch, that lot, or just that one specific bottle. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to bust into this here into the second. Now, I have not had a whole lot of jams in my life. Oddly enough, I've never been a big fan of jelly, jams, preserves, things like that. Anytime I've ever had a PB&J sandwich, it's always been PB and well, no, actually, it's mainly been just peanut butter. I might have a little bit of butter thrown in with that, or I have a very light coating of like strawberries, since I like strawberry flavor, but a strawberry preserve. But I never really explored the multiple flavors of jams and preserves like that. I was just never really into the whole super sweet. So this was definitely a new experience for me. Now, I have had apricots in the actual physical form before. Was not a huge fan of them. I prefer peaches and nectarines. Apricots just always had a really odd tinge flavor to me, so to speak. It was just, it always, and I don't know if it's just because I compared it to a peach, but it always tasted like a generic version of a peach. However, not being a fan really of either, I actually can vape this and I enjoy this. It definitely does taste like an apricot. It is potent with that flavor. However, what I really liked about it was that it was not strong. It wasn't like I literally took a bite out of an actual apricot. It was more of I took, I would say a small bite out of an apricot, and it wasn't saturated in juice. You definitely got the apricot flavor out of it, but it was smooth, it was comfortable, it was enjoyable, it wasn't overpowering, it wasn't too much. There was just enough sweetness to it that it did let you know that it was not meant to be a true apricot. It was meant to be, obviously a jam or a jelly version, but it wasn't overly sugary, it wasn't super sweet. But it was definitely a really smooth vape. At an 80/20, it's going to be smooth. No throat hit whatsoever. Clouds are amazing off of this. But it has definitely got a really nice, comfortable, sweet fruit flavor to that. Now, if the actual apricot jam tastes like that, I could definitely see myself actually trying it just to try it out and see if it's something that I could eat as well. But off of the vape, I will be honest with you, the apricot jam is really impressive as far as the enjoyment of the vape and the fact that it's not a superly powerful in-your-face flavor hit. Now, again, my opinions are strictly just my opinions. I'm just trying to explain what I got out of the vape, hopefully to give you a little more well-informed base to go off of as to whether or not it might be something that would work for you. Now, for people who like really strong, pungent hits of flavor for, sweets or fruits or things like that, they may find the apricot one a little weak, but that doesn't mean it's a bad vape. It just means that it doesn't fit their specific palate. But they may still enjoy it just because it's a really smooth, comfortable vape. Now, the blackberry one is the one that I am interested in because I do like blackberries. I have eaten blackberries before. I have not tried blackberry jam before, but I have tried blackberry in other variations, whether it was a pie. I've had blackberries in cookies and brownies, things like that. So here's a safety wrap, and that's really slick. So, and the other thing is, this is, like I said, it is a beefy cap, but it is on a nice strong safety lid. So I could sit here and try this, unscrewing this all I want to, and it's not coming off. The other thing I noticed is when I tried the apricot one, if I pushed down the twist, it took me a little bit to catch it. So it's got some strength to it, but it's not a big tip. That's the last thing that I like about that. Look at that. That is not much bigger than a standard unicorn bottle tip. So it makes it really, really easy, really convenient. You know, if you're going to drip this on a dripper or in a tank, they made that accommodating, and that's really cool. It's just a little step that they did not overlook. That just shows that, you know, they're trying to make this as accommodating to any style of vaping whatsoever, and that's really slick. Oh yeah, that's definitely blackberry. That is an awesome smell. Very, very solid. Definitely has a blackberry feel to that. I mean, you can almost taste it off the smell. Now, obviously, I will say most vape flavors, you know, the smell is always going to be stronger than the actual taste. If this tastes exactly the way that it smells, it's going to be a bit strong. But smell-wise, that is very, very much a blackberry. So, we're going to go ahead and vape this. So, and right there, I just want to show my cotton. I did just rework this for that. It's all clean and it is all brand new. And the cotton that I use, the only cotton that I choose to use, is Texas Tough cotton. Very solid, very durable, holds flavor very, very well, easy to wick. And when I stick with specific flavors on this cotton, I've noticed that, you know, when I try other brands, not to say that any other brands are bad ones, I just noticed for me that this seems to hold up a little bit better and a little bit longer for me than others that I have tried. So on Instagram, it's Texas Tough Cotton if you're interested. So now we're going to go ahead and juice this up. And like I said, with that really cool tip there, it makes this really, really easy. And while I'm juicing this, with the size of the safety lock ring that is on this bottle, and with how well that they wrap it, seal it, and keep it safe and secure, if you ever order or purchase a product of any kind that has any sort of security measure on it, whether it's a wrap, a tape, ring, cap, lid, anything, always double check it, because for whatever reason, if there is anything about it, anything at all, that makes you second guess it, question it, feel uncomfortable, take a look at it and just be like, yeah, you know, I just don't feel right. Don't use it. Just don't use it. Contact the store that you got it from, contact whoever made it, contact whoever distributes it, and let them know what's going on so that they can take steps to rectify the situation and get you the product in the complete form that it should have been given to you in the first place. Because regardless of anything else, no matter the flavor, no matter the clouds, no matter the labeling, packaging, the name, whatever, regardless of all of that, at the end of the day, it is all about safety and your health. That's what's most important. So just make sure just to take a quick second and take a look at your product and ensure that it's in the condition that it should be in. It takes half a second. Just do a quick little pre-burn here, get the juice flowing. Oh yeah, that smells really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that this is completely saturated, and we will go ahead, vape this up, and we will see if this is just as solid as the apricot one was, and hopefully this should be a really enjoyable all-day vape as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cap that. Okay, so if you can see right there, 75 watts. The Blackberry Jam by Just the Jam. As you can tell, clouds are overpowering. I mean, I basically cloud myself out on this easy. I'm going to put just a bit more. Clouds. Check that out. That's cool. I don't know why I get a kick out of that, but I do. That's kind of slick. All right, so Blackberry. I will tell you this right now. In all honesty, with every truthfulness fiber in my being, if you like Blackberry flavor at all, whether you like the actual berry, whether you like it mixed in something, whether you like it as a jam or anything like that, if you like the flavor Blackberry, you will like this version of it. This is actually a very dead spot on Blackberry Jam flavor. It is not super strong. It is not super sweet. It's exactly like the apricot flavor as well. It's not overpowering. But if you close your eyes and vape this, or you mixed in something with this to emulate like a PB&J sandwich or something like that, you will definitely feel like you are actually eating Blackberry Jam. The flavor hangs on the back of your tongue just enough so that you get the smooth, enjoyable vape, but the flavor lingers so that when you're done vaping it, you still get that aftertaste, which is just as solid as the vape itself. It doesn't have a bad aftertaste. It doesn't have a chalkiness to it or anything like that. It is very smooth. It is very comfortable. It is really, really enjoyable. I definitely see myself going through this bottle. I really like the fact that neither one of these are super sweet. I like the fact that neither one of these are heavy in flavor wise to where you feel like you're basically drinking it. That makes a really good vape. That makes it an enjoyable all day vape for myself. It is very smooth, and either one of these flavors are definitely going to be an enjoyable vape. If you like something that has a little bit more sweetness kick to it over just like a straight fruit flavor, these are definitely a good option. Definitely check out their Instagram page. Email them, contact them, DM them, find out about bringing them into your local shop. Let your shop know. It's definitely a little different flavor, and it's not a common to walk into a vape shop and see, jam flavored vapes on the shelf, or jelly flavored, or any type of preserve flavor, anything like that. So this definitely sticks out a bit. So it definitely not only would pull in customers, but it would also be a new option to throw at them and be like, hey, here's something that you may not have thought of to try. So it definitely is a great boost in that as well. So Just the Jam, guys, you hit a really rock solid flavor with these two. Very enjoyable, very, very smooth. Thank you so much. Both flavors are really, really well done. It was an honor to be able to do this video for you guys. Like I said, check them out on Instagram, email them, DM them as well if you are interested. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest. It is my enjoyment entirely to be able to help enhance any part of your vaping experience whatsoever. That is the main reason why I do this. In closing, I just want to say, if you guys still have not joined any type of advocacy groups, if you guys have not done anything to help assist getting our vaping rights and everything else relooked at, and to give us the freedom to be able to vape, please do so. There are a bunch of them out there. If not, contact a company, contact anybody that vapes on Instagram that ask them who's out there or who to join. It's so imperative and so important that we combine our voices as much as possible so that we can be heard as one entire unit to allow us to be able to vape freely and enjoy it. With that, as always, I'm so grateful for all your support and for you guys taking the time to watch this Just a Jam. Thank you guys so very much. Guys, as always, I'm Token Vaping. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good night.